The most important thing every child must know about China's geography. The last one you don't know. It's well known. China is a huge country. It has a land area of 9.6 million square kilometers. On this vast land, it contains almost all of the world's terrain. There are majestic plateaus here, rolling hills and vast plains, low-ringed hills and basins surrounded by mountains. Together, these terrains create the vast expanse of China. Let's count down the most important things you didn't know about China's geography. First, the largest plateau in China is the Tibetan Plateau. The Tibetan Plateau is located in southwestern China. The total area is about 2.5 million square kilometers. Average elevation is over 4,000 meters above sea level. So this is the largest plateau in China and the highest in the world. The roof of the world. It's also home to the highest mountain in China, Mount Everest. It's the main peak of the Himalayas, with an altitude of 8,848.86 meters, and the highest mountain in the world. Second, the longest and widest mountain range in China is the Kunlun Mountains, from the east of the Pamir Plateau in the west, extends into Qinghai and Sichuan. About 2,500 kilometers in length, 130 kilometers at the narrowest point. The widest point is 200 kilometers, a total area of over 500,000 square kilometers. Third, the longest river in China is the Yangtze. The Yangtze is the largest river in China. It originates near the Tanggula Mountains. Length 6,300 kilometers. Not only does it have a great capacity for water energy development, and it's even navigable up to 2,800 kilometers. It's known as the Golden Rice. The fourth most sandy river in China is the Yellow River. The Yellow River originates near the Yugu Palm Basin. Length 5,464 kilometers. Since the middle part of the river flows through the Lus Plateau area, a large amount of sediment pours into the Yellow River. Up to 1.6 billion tons of sediment pours into the Yellow River every year. That's why the Yellow River has become one of the world's the most sandy river in the world. Not only that, the Yellow River is also the primary source of Chinese civilization. It's the mother river of the Chinese nation. Fifth, the highest river in China is the Yarlung Tsongpa. It originates from the northern slopes of the Middle Himalayas, 2,057 kilometers long. The riverbed is almost always more than 3,000 meters above sea level, so it's the highest river in the world. It is also the longest highland river in China. It's known as the mother river of the plateau. The sixth longest inland river in China is the Darim River. It's located in the northern part of the Darim Basin. Total length, 2,179 kilometers. Not only is it the longest inland river in China, it's also the fifth largest inland river in the world. The longest canal in China is the Beijing-Hangzhou Grand Canal, from Hangzhou in the south, north to Beijing. Length 1,794 kilometers. The longest in the world. The largest ancient canal in the world, and one of the oldest canals. And it's on the World Heritage List. The eighth oldest canal in China, the Shiling District, located in Xing'an County, Guangxi. Not only the Xiang and Li rivers are connected, it also opens up the north-south waterway for the Qin dynasty to unify the Lingnan region. The important guarantee provided, more than 2,000 years old. One of the oldest canals in the world. It's known as the Pearl of the world's ancient waterways. The only river on Earth that feeds into the Arctic Ocean is the Irtysh River. The Irtysh is the largest tributary of the Ob River. It's known as the Silver Water. It originates from the southern slopes of the Altai Mountains, then flows through Kazakhstan, and finally through Russia into the Arctic Ocean. So the Irtysh River is the only river in China that flows into the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean. 10th. The largest saltwater lake in China is Qinghai Lake. Located in the northeast of the Tibetan Plateau. Total area, 4,625 square kilometers. This is not only the largest inland saltwater lake in China, it is also the largest inland lake in China. It's also one of the highest lakes in the world. 11th. The largest freshwater lake in China is Poyang Lake. There are 5 major freshwater lakes in China. They are Poyang Lake in Jiangxi, Dongting Lake in Hunan Province and Chaohu Lake in Anhui Province, Lake Tai and Lake Hongze in Jiangsu Province. The largest one is Poyang Lake in Jiangxi Province, covering an area of 3,150 square kilometers. It's not only the largest freshwater lake in China. It's also the second largest lake in China, second only to Qinghai Lake. 12th. The deepest lake in China is Shangbei-shan Tianqi, located in the southeast of Jilin Province. Total area 9.82 square kilometers. The deepest point is up to 373 meters, so it's the deepest lake in China. Not only that, but Shangbei-shan Tianqi is also the source of the Songhua River, the Yalu River and the Tumen River, the source of 3 rivers. 13th. The largest waterfall in China is Huangguoshu Falls, anciently known as the Baishui River Falls. Huangguoshu Falls in Anshuan, Guizhou, China. The height of the waterfall is 77.8 meters. The width of the waterfall is 101 meters, making it the largest waterfall in China. It is also one of the most famous waterfalls in the world. China's first waterfall. 14th. The largest plain in China is the Northeast Plain. It's one of the 3 largest plains in China. The other 2 are the North China Plain and the Middle and Lower Yangtze Plain. The largest area is the Northeast Plain. It consists of the 3 Rivers Plain, Songnan Plain and Liaohe Plain. An area of up to 350,000 square kilometers. It's not just the land that's so fertile. It's also one of the 3 blackest lands in the world. It's also an important grain production base in China. Number 15. The largest basin in China is the Tarim Basin. In the southern part of Xinjiang, China, an area of about 400,000 square kilometers. It's also the largest desert in China, the Taklamakan Desert. It's not only the largest desert in China, it's also the second most mobile desert in the world. It's moving southward at a rate of about 50 meters almost every year. 16th. The largest canyon in China is the Yarlung Tsongpa Gorge, 504.6 kilometers long. Deepest 6,009 meters. The largest and deepest canyon in the world. 16. The largest island in China is Taiwan. It is one of the 3 largest islands in China. The other 2 are Hainan and Chongming. The largest of these is Taiwan. It's a whopping 35,800 square kilometers. 17th. The largest island in China is Zhoushan Islands, composed of 2,085 islands respectively. 20% of China's islands. Sea area up to 22,000 square kilometers. 18. China's largest inland sea is the South China Sea. It's located in the south of mainland China, in the western part of the Pacific Ocean. A total area of up to 3.5 million square kilometers. Average water depth 1,212 meters. Maximum depth 5,559 meters. The largest and deepest sea area in China's offshore. 19. The shallowest inland sea in China is the Bohai Sea. It's also China's northernmost inland sea. A total area of 80,000 square kilometers. Yet the average water depth is only 18 meters. The maximum depth is 85 meters. So it's the shallowest inland sea in China. 20. The largest area of loess accumulation in China is the Loess Plateau. It is one of the 4 major plateaus in China. The other 3 are the Tibetan Plateau, Inner Mongolia Plateau, and the Yunnan Guizhou Plateau, and the Lus Plateau, due to climatic and geographic factors. It's a very sparsely vegetated area. There's a lot of erosion. Became the largest loess accumulation area in China. An area of up to 300,000 square kilometers. What else do you know about China's geography? Welcome to the comments section.